So, what's the news in Kyiv? What's the news in the capital of freedom?
After the recent Russian missile attack, we don't have water at our apartments.
Of thermobaric missiles, and they are trying to explain where you can find the safest place at your apartment to survive. Actually, as far as I understood, you have no chance to survive.
Станція Майдан Незалежності.
Hello everyone, greetings from the capital of freedom. In this video I will show you how we, ordinary residents of Kyiv, live in our city during the war. So what's the news in Kyiv? So what's the news in Ukraine? The more talks about peace, the more Russian attacks on peaceful Ukrainian cities and towns. Every day and every night Russians are launching missiles and drones, and they're killing innocent civilians. You know, it's like today you say, I'm going on a diet tomorrow, but today I will eat McDonald's, a cake and a box of chocolates. It seems Russians decided to eat more people before a forced diet. Good Russians who want peace started using thermobaric charges in their drones. You know, drones, they launch by hundreds at peaceful cities of Ukraine. In case you don't know, I'm also an expert, but I read about thermobaric charges because my cousin phoned me and he was shouting at me. He watched one of my videos and it was like, are you an idiot? Why do you open windows? Okay, so I'm not an idiot. Honestly, it was very funny when he was shouting and he said, who needs your silly comments like, my dear friends, Russians are bombing us again? I'm chronicling Russian war crimes. Okay, regarding thermobaric charges, in case you didn't know, I will explain. Yes, I'm a philologist and I'm explaining you all the laws of physics, of chemistry. So a thermobaric charge burns up all the oxygen, creating a vacuum vortex and a back wave. So it means that it is absolutely lethal in enclosed spaces like basements or apartments. It means that a person has no chance to escape, no chance at all. On Sunday, Russians used such thermobaric drones and several residential buildings in Kyiv were destroyed. Several people, including children, were killed. And there was a terrible video when a burning alive man on the top floor of a residential building was crying, was shouting, he was asking for help. And he was burning alive. Yes, he was shouting, Trump, Trump, keep on believing Russians, believe, trust them, Russians never lie. But But Trump didn't hear him, and that man burned to death. The end of the story. Yes, we have become very cynical here in Ukraine. So, what's the news in Kyiv? What's the news in the capital of freedom?
Today I will show you how we study in Ukraine during the war. Look at this board. Do you have any ideas? Can you guess what is represented here? Can you guess? This is a thermobaric missile. Yes, our Ukrainian students are drawing schemes of thermobaric missiles, and they are trying to explain where you can find the safest place at your apartment to survive. Actually, as far as I understood, you have no chance to survive. No, they showed me one apartment. This is my apartment.
Chemistry students explained me how thermobaric weapons work, and they even showed me the safest place in my apartment. And they explained me how Ukrainian soldiers built their trenches to escape a back wave. Okay, if I understood everything correctly. So this is an ordinary missile, and this is a thermobaric missile.
So how do we study in Ukraine during the war? Our classes begin at 8:30 a.m. Then at 9 a.m. We have the National Minute of Silence to honor all the fallen heroes of Ukraine, and then for another minute we are still standing and listening to the Ukrainian anthem. Then we have studies, if we are not interrupted by the Russian missiles and drones. If we have an air raid, we go to a shelter. I personally call such classes fitness classes, because all my classrooms are located on the 7th floor. Can you imagine? So firstly you go up and then you go down, because the elevator doesn't work. So thank you, Russians. I do love Russians because they help me to stay fit. What else? Maybe that's all. That's all. All students are traumatized. All of them are sleep deprived, as well as academic teachers. But we just got used to it, and nobody talks. So now it's not an excuse like you haven't prepared your assignment, and you are not allowed to say like last night there were 100 Russian drones. Who cares? Every night we have Russian drones and Russian missiles. Who cares? Nobody cares. I'm also sleep deprived. The end of the story.
So, how does it feel to live in Kyiv in March 2025?
As always, we are pretending we are living normal life. Because spring is in the air. Yes, I should clean my yard as well. My dear friends, again I have a problem. Today I need to buy a rake because the worker who used to clean our yard has resigned because of the miserable salary, and now there is no one to clean up. That's why I decided to clean the territory. Actually, last year I bought a rake, but I brought it to my village, so so now I will have a real collection of rakes. Some women have collections of earrings. I will have a collection of rakes. Look here, I'm the queen of rakes. Everything should be clean and beautiful. Mommy is working and Tosik is controlling everything. I need to prepare for my classes, please. Tosik. 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 Tosik wants to study.
Some of my friends from our Never Give Up community asked me what I think about that rare earth minerals deal. My dear friends, I don't think about it. I understand nothing in politics or economics. You know, I'm thinking in very primitive, I would call them childish categories, like this is good and this is bad. And I used to think in images. By the way, I was attending the art school for more than 7 years. Yes, I'm good at drawing, and if you want, you may order a picture. Maybe you want to order a portrait of Trump, so I can draw it at a good discount. So I'm thinking in images, and when I think about that rare minerals deal, I imagine a wounded Ukrainian soldier who is lying on a bed in a hospital. He's in a very bad condition. Both his legs are amputated. He desperately needs medicine. And then a very rich American businessman with a hairstyle, wearing a suit, comes to see him. And he says, Ukrainian soldier, I see that you are dying. I was told that you are very poor, but people say that you have a very expensive wheelchair. Give me this wheelchair and I will help you. Or maybe I won't. Moreover, your neighbor says that your arms need to be amputated as well. The end of the story. So, how does it feel to live in Kyiv during the war? What is left? Just go to the church and to pray. in terms of differences between city life and life in a village. I used to talk about air raids, about explosions, about low prices in the countryside, but last week I noticed one more detail. When you are in Kyiv, you will never hear or see any aircraft. Thanks God, or no, but when you are in a village, you can hear and you can see different planes in the sky of your country. By the way, when I arrived in Germany in 2022, I had real panic attacks because I thought that I had a feeling that it was Russian plane and it will be bombing us again. I told you about the first day of war when we heard those sounds of aircrafts and we couldn't understand whether they were Russian or Ukrainian. You know, I understand a little bit in aviation because my husband was a pilot and my father worked in the aviation domain. I've never seen such planes. All of them are very unusual for me. It's not like Antonov 30 or Antonov 26. So all of them are very unusual, but the funniest part of this story that all villagers are looking in the skies and they are very knowledgeably commenting on different types of aircraft like, an F-16 on a mission, and then, a Mirage. I don't know. I can't explain how they understand these different types, but so all villagers now are aviation experts. Right now I'm going to the post office to get 2 more Angry Birds kits. So we will have 2 more Angry Birds this week. I do hope. My dear friends, I've got 2 more kits for our FPV drones and we will send them to the front line very soon. Now it's time to assemble them. This will be our never give up community presence. For people, for good Russians who do want peace. My dear friends, today I will show you the funniest video I ever got. You know, I never ask my cousin who is at the front line to send us, I mean our Never Give Up community, gratitude videos like thank you so much for sending us 10 FPV drones. I do understand they have no time. Moreover, 10 drones, it's like a drop in the ocean and they will use them maybe during one day. But yesterday, 2 days ago, there was a funny story. I was talking to my cousin and I said something like, you even didn't say thank you for the last parcel I sent you. And he said, he has a great sense of humor and he said, yes, I'm ungrateful, disrespectful Ukrainian and I'm not wearing a suit. And the next day he sent me that short piece of video. Firstly, I thought someone was trolling me, and actually I think he was.
Think Ukraine, never give up.
Actually, their mission was to say thank you to our Never Give Up community. And I think we should send them 10 more drones. In December, Buy Me Coffee banned me for raising money for drones, and since December I never raised money for drones, but with the help of some members of our Never Give Up community I managed to send 10 more drones. But please, my dear friends, don't use any so-called military terminology. Let's call them angry birds or gifts from our Never Give Up community. Because PayPal can ban me and buy me a coffee can ban me again. So here I have 2 more kits for angry birds. And we need 8 more. Thank you for your help and thank you for your support. That's how we live. So after having 4 classes at the university, I'm going to the post office, and now we will be assembling angry birds. Thank you for watching. Pray for Ukraine and goodbye.
Oh, think Ukraine, never give up.
There can't be no light if darkness don't exist. He never left my side. He showed me the way out of all the storms raging at the sea. He gave me back my life. I owe him everything.